once you do something hard, it becomes an addiction. And so I think that the one thing that I would tell anybody out there who's listening is like, don't compare your journey to somebody else's journey. Start with you. Like, what can I do in this moment? Like, be where my feet are. And I'll tell you, coming from somebody who never ran to now, like, I like running, you would be so surprised at the things that you will start to enjoy. And when you like doing something, you make time for it.
Hey everyone, welcome to Crossroad Conversations with the Lewis Brothers, where we aim to share real stories about running a successful family business, working through adversity, and pouring back into the community that keeps our door open. We're your hosts, Matt, Shelby, and Taylor, and we bring you relevant local business advice and automotive insights that are sure to change the way you look at running a business, and maybe even throw in a plug for you to do business with us.
Hey, welcome to Crossroad Conversations with the Lewis Brothers. Guys, it's 2026. As y'all might see, we've got a special guest in the house, Mr. Jay Jones. We'll get to you in just a minute. Man, do we have an awesome series to kick off the year. And it all starts with not only growing your business, but growing yourself into a better version of you. And as we sat around and we talked about it, we said, hey, we got to bring some guests in. We got to bring some high performers in, some guys that are experts in the areas to try to help our fellow business leaders out there to be a better version of themselves.
Yeah, no doubt. And if you didn't tune in to kind of the setup for this, last week we talked about setting the stage for a big year, big goals, growth, 80 years of business, and kind of all things, how goals are set, how you keep those goals, how to continue throughout the year, how fast they fade, how majority of people make it less than 2 weeks in business goals and personal goals. So that was episode 68. Check it out at Lewis Superstore, CrossroadConversationsPodcast.com.
Diving into what we drive, we always got to hit that.
Yeah.
It's real fast, real quick, but it's a Jeep Gladiator.
Yeah,
It's the best of both worlds. It's everything Jeep, but it's with a truck. You can tow, you can haul. It has all the capabilities. And what I love about Jeeps they do so good with, they've got all the wild colors. We've got, I don't even know all the names of them, but of Gobi green and orange. I can't keep up.
The juice.
The juice.
That's the juice.
That's the best part I love about Jeep. You know, we talked about a couple weeks ago, they've adapted what the Bronco has done, brought in creature comforts. But the Gladiator is the truck world and the off-road.
It really is. So you get, everybody's known the Wrangler for a long time. They're like, hey, give me a bed so I can throw some stuff in there.
Yep.
Now we're seeing people use those for overlanding or just to run to Lowe's or to be in their local parade, whatever they want to do. The Gladiator fits the bill there. And you can still have fun off-road. You can get to those back roads and those campsites that nobody else can get to, and you can load it up with everything in there as well. And it's like you said, they got the cool colors. They got the cool packages. And man, do we have a selection. I think right now we got a little over 30 of those things in stock. So if you're looking for mud terrain tires or all terrain tires or a neutral color or a wild color, we got it.
Yep, we got it all.
All right, Jay, so that was our plug for automobile.
That's it.
That's what we do, right? So we got to do that. But
We got to sell stuff. Though.
I got to sell stuff, but that's all we'll talk automotive needs. But so we got Jay Jones here. Cam referred to me from my good buddy Matt Garrett that I've run with. Actually, I met him running.
That's right.
Right, that's the best way to find like-minded people. But are you into fitness?
Very much so.
Okay, so walk us through kind of where did fitness start?
Fitness started at a very young age. Being that I played high school sports, it was kind of like the thing where you had football season, then it was basketball season, then it was track, and then it was wrestling, and it was like I never knew what it was like to just go home right after school. So we just always had some type of practice, some type of training. Went to college. Was fortunate enough to have a football scholarship, played at Arkansas State, transferred to the U of A, stopped playing football because I wasn't as good as I thought I was.
That never happens, does it?
No.
I mean, people always think they're way up here.
Yeah, I definitely thought I was, and I got humbled by Houston Nutt real quick. Once I got up here and football was over, so then I was like, all right, I did the back and buys, chest and tries, like the bodybuilding. I was just like, yo, this is not the move for me.
Okay.
And so that's when I kind of transitioned into more like the trying to understand how the human body works, not to take from biohacking and all of that, but trying to see what's the most efficient use of my time versus the most efficient ways I can move my body and challenge myself.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
But a stop along the way there, then the U.S. Marines.
Yes. So
where does that come in?
So funny story, right? I tried to join the Marine Corps back in like 2013, and it's different than enlisting an officer. So I was going in as a college graduate, so I was going in as an officer, but I got rejected. So you have to go on a board, and they like select you from a group of people in order to lead Marines, which is to this day like one of the biggest accomplishments of my life. And when I didn't get selected in 2013. COVID happened, and I was training, and I literally remember, like, I can't make this up. Like, one of the kids that I trained was like, "Hey, coach, like, you ever like wish you could do something that you didn't do?" I was like, I didn't tell him this in that moment, so I'm just like, "No, I did everything I wanted to do." I'm like, and so I went down. Long story short, I went down. I tried to get recruited. At the time, I'm 31. I'm over the age limit. And I was like, in my mind, it's going to give me an out because I can try. And they could say, "You're too old. You got too many tattoos. You need a vision waiver." And the dude was like, "You're probably not going to get selected." I was like, in my mind, I was like, at least I can try,
Yeah.
Well, they called me back, and it was like, "If you can pass this, this, and this, you'll be selected." And I'm like, at the time, like, I didn't run. And so the PFT is a 3-mile run, max pull-ups, and, planks at the time and sit-ups. So as an officer, you have to max it. Like, you can't just, like, barely pass.
Gotcha.
And so the 3-mile run had to be in 24 minutes, 8-minute mile pace. Now, mind you, I'm, like, going to the gym. I'm doing back and buys, chest and trials, whatever. And, yeah, that 3-mile, the first time I did was, like, 34 minutes.
Couch to 5K, right?
Right. I was like, I don't know if this is even possible. But I had good support. I had good friends. And they was like, "Man, you could do it. Like, we're going to run." And literally, I would run, like, every day. And I finally got to where I got it in, like, the fastest time I ever did was like 21 minutes.
Solid.
And, like, I don't know if you ever saw it, like, going to that dark place. Like, that picture was like the picture of me finishing it.
Right.
And at the time, I had a torn meniscus and a torn MCL.
Oh, okay.
So forward movement's fine, lateral movement's not so much, but whatever. And I finally passed it, and I was like, here we are. And I'm like, now, for some weird reason, I really like running. So
Okay. It's funny. I think everyone in running has that crux of a story of where 3 miles was like, I don't run. Right. Until they somehow, whether it's they sign up for a race or a buddy talks them into it, and then running kind of like you're off if you don't get your run in for the day.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like your day's got to start getting some type of that exercise or that run in to get your mind right.
100%.
You feel that?
I did it this morning in 17-degree weather.
Right.
So I couldn't feel my hands out. I got 5. Like, now it's like the normal is 5 miles like every other day.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the minimum, and it's crazy. A few years ago, 3 miles was like death. So.
But there was something about this morning when you finished your 5 miles and you couldn't feel your hands, yet you had a mental accomplishment of like, I just did something hard. And as you ran past those houses, you're going, they're still asleep in there.
Oh, 100%.
And I'm out here getting it.
The endorphins and the stuff that you feel from accomplishing something really hard is very addictive. Like, you probably know from like running 100-mile races and different things like that. And so for me, is I'm always chasing that high of like, it's 17 degrees. Most people are like, "Man, it's too cold." I'm like, "No, gotta go." And it's like, in the moment, yeah, it sucks. But then once you finish it, you like, kind of like you said, it's like, I post it on my Instagram because if you don't post it, it didn't really happen. And people be like, "Man, I can't believe that you did that in 17-degree weather." I make sure to put the temperature on there.
You
so
did.
You can see.
Right there.
Yeah. And then like the other night, I ran at like midnight because I was just like, I told myself, like, my thing is like, I have to keep this promise to myself. I promised myself that I would always let action precede feelings.
There you go.
And so a lot of times I think that we get into this moment of like, I don't feel like it. Well, feeling is an emotion. It's a lot of things I don't feel like doing, but I need to do them. And so it's like, hey, I had to work at the Walmart Fitness Center and teach, and then I had to train athletes. And I'm like, man, it's 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, and the thing is for me, is like, I'm a human being just like anybody else. We bargain with ourselves. Like, "Oh, Jay, man, you done coached all day. You done trained. You done did this. You can rest." And I'm like, nah, you got to run because that's what you said. How am I going to be loyal to a business? How am I going to be loyal to my family? How am I going to be loyal to anybody if I can't be loyal to myself? And so for me, it's like, it doesn't matter the time. Like, unless I'm like broken, I'm running.
I like
That's
it.
the promise.
I like it.
So then you transitioned, or some of this might have happened simultaneously, but you saw an opportunity for coaching, and that's where Next Level 360 came from?
Yes. Next Level 360, the whole mindset behind it was I know it's a lot. People are like, man, you should shorten it up. And I was like, I can't because it's what I stand for. It's like whatever, if I'm training tactical athletes for the military, if I'm training pro athletes, if I'm training high school, everybody has a next level. And kind of like what we alluded to before, is like everybody has a chapter 1. And so whatever your next level is, if it's going from the couch to the 5K, if it's I'm trying to train for soft training for, special forces, I can get you there, and whatever your next level is I'm gonna get you to the next level, but it's not singularly focused into just fitness. It's 360. And so 360 performance comes from, like in the military, we have faith, family, fitness. And so it's like everything all encompassing. So when I train my youth athletes, it's much more than like, hey, this is an hour-long session. We're talking about life. We're talking about like, I will put them through a test that I know doesn't really have much physical gain, but it's mental. And like I literally did one last night. It's like 100 calories on the echo bike for time. And it's like, they asked me like, well, what's a good time? It doesn't matter. Just empty the tank. And whatever your time is your time. And so now this is my baseline. And so now we can go from there. But it's like, can we go into like talk about energy systems, anaerobic capacity, glycolytic systems? Sure. But that I don't care about that in that moment. I just want you to be able to do something really hard when your body is screaming no and you say, nah, we got to finish.
Yeah.
80 cows in, everybody dies.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. That's a lot.
That is a lot. Don't you feel like that is taking a file and putting it into somebody's brain as memory, going, hey, when something gets hard, I can do hard things because I've been there before.
100%. And I think that when people talk about like the Marine Corps culture and we talk about people being like, oh, Marines are so hard, it's not necessarily that things are hard. It's like we do hard things all the time. So when something hard comes along, it's normal. We don't, we're comfortable being uncomfortable.
That's right.
Because when we're in the field and you're on a 10-day field op and you haven't showered and it starts raining always on the 5th day and you're just wet and you're disgusting, you're like, I don't feel like doing anything, but you got to do it.
That's right.
And so I think that mental file is like, that's why I like challenging myself. Like I told Malik, I want to do a 100-mile race. Like I literally Googled, the only reason I did Pikes Peak is I Googled, I was like, what's the hardest marathon in the country? And it was like, Pikes Peak, I'm doing that.
So that's funny you bring that up. Matt told me that your first marathon to go 26.2 miles was Pikes Peak, is that right?
Yeah.
So you just like, hey, let's go up to 14,000 feet.
Yeah.
So how'd that go?
So it was I saw this quote one time and it was like, if you want to be fit, run a half marathon. If you want to challenge yourself, run a full marathon. If you want to go talk to God, you go run an ultra. And I was like, well, I didn't see any ultras that I could do. So I was like, man, this is probably the hardest race I could do in America. So I was like, I'm doing it. And so you have a time cap. Like you don't just get to finish it. And this is where, like, when I teach my athletes, it's like you can want something all day. And that doesn't mean you can work hard, you can want it. And that's what I always say is like hard work doesn't always pay off the way that you think it's going to pay off. And so we can work really hard at something and come up short. And so for me, when I did Pikes Peak, the humbling thing is I made it to the top in the time cap. It was like I made it to the top in like 4.5 hours.
Okay.
Now, mind you, there was a guy that finished in 4 hours.
Right, and you'd gone 13 miles, and he'd gone 26 miles.
He's done.
And he's done.
And I'm just at the top.
Just at the top.
I seen him when he came down. I was like, dude's a freak. But
it's important right there that it's you versus you. You're trying to be the best version of you.
Right.
Right then.
And the crazy thing about Pikes Peak is you can't wear headphones. So you can't.
You got to be one with nature.
No, you're just locked in.
And that's the different thing. I was like, it's not that big of a deal. But it's like 4 hours in, you just like, whatever demons or whatever you got in your head, you don't have to settle with them.
Sir.
And so when I came down, I didn't make it in the time cap. I missed it by 40 minutes. And so like there's pictures up or whatever, and it's like my friends, they was like, we thought you died because they turned the sensors off. And I was like, the guy was like, hey, do you want me to pull you off the trail? I was like, absolutely not. And it's like, I'm here. I traveled all the way from Arkansas here. Like, I'm going to finish. And he's like, well, you're not going to get a medal. I don't care. Like my watch said 26.2 miles, so I did it. And so now I got to go get my leg back this year because, I'm not going out like that.
So did you go back for a redemption marathon?
Yes, I did the Marine Corps marathon the next month.
A little flatter?
A lot flatter. So I did the Marine Corps Marathon the very next month, and I finished that in like 4 hours.
Okay. So that was redemption, right?
No. I got to go back to
You got to go back to
next year.
Pikes.
I already
Okay.
signed up. Like I got it.
Okay.
Hey, let's go back to doing the hard things, because in my mind, and then you fill the gaps here for me, if you train to get in those uncomfortable situations, to do hard things, then when in, I don't want to say real life, but in a situation, in a moment in life that happens, your emotions don't get involved. You don't freak out because you've been there before and you can handle it calmly.
100%. That's exactly how it works, and that's exactly how the Marine Corps works, in the sense of like, we do hard things. So as an officer, like, they tell you, you go through something really hard, and they'll be like, what now? You don't have time to be like, well, make a decision. And once you make that decision, you ride with it. If it's wrong, like I tell my athletes, like, I would rather you crash and burn at 100 miles an hour, because I can make the corrections. I can help you figure it out. But if you're going like haphazardly, then I can't help you, because I don't know what you're really doing. And so to your point is like, if when we train and we go to this dark place, and I think that we can go into like, there's a difference between flow, dark place, and what we say like DID, but at the same time, it's like, once you realize that you can do hard things, everything else seems more simpler.
Doesn't it?
Like when your keys fall out, when you're trying to get in at the end of a long day, and you're just like, you don't get
a big
funked
deal.
out. You're just like, whatever,
Yeah.
it's fine.
There's so much truth to that, because I see, and some of that's just come with time, of things that used to bother me, and I would get just all out of sorts about in my 20s. And when I got my 30s and 40s, it's like, that's not a big deal. I've been there before. But it's because you put yourself in that position. It's like, no, do this, do that.
Yeah.
Don't act like the building's on fire. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's really not, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I did Pikes Peak, and obviously I didn't make it in time frame, but it's like, I know now I can do 26 miles. So it's like every other marathon, like, I don't have to worry about, like, can I do this? And so, yeah, it's okay to have butterflies, like, but at the same time, you can't let those things fluster you or make you just, like, not able to make a decision.
That's right. That's
So how would you, whether it's you or one of your clients, how would you encourage them, one, to get started, but not go full speed? Like you talked about the Echo Bike, 100 calories. So that's obviously a test to get a baseline, but how do you encourage them to get started but not burn out? How to make it last?
It's funny, because literally, like, 3 people just messaged me this morning about that. And one of my guys, he comes to the gym, he's like, man, like, I just have this problem, like, I can't stay consistent. And I'm not trying to be insensitive. Like, I have empathy, because I was there once, and it's like, it really goes as simple as just make a decision. And when you make the decision, it's like, if you're into a vision board, like 2026, this is my year. All right, cool. This is my year goal. Like, I want to be this size. I want to accomplish this feat. Well, break it down into a monthly goal. Like, okay. Then from there, you break it down into a weekly goal. And then you break it down into a daily goal. So it's like, don't think about it like, at the end of 26, I need to have this. Like, yes, that's my overarching goal. So, but what things do I do to support that goal? And it could be something simple as like, I'm going to get 10,000 steps every day. That's easy. 10,000 steps. Well, I say it's easy. I haven't done it consistently in the sense of like an extended amount of time, but it's like, that's something so small. I'm at, right now, well, I ran this morning, so I'm at 12,000, but if I didn't, it's like, all right, maybe my body's hurting and I don't feel like doing something. I'm finna just go walk.
Yeah.
And so it's like, make small daily goals. If it's, I'm a journal every day, I'm gonna write my thoughts out, I'm gonna do 10 push-ups, whatever your goal is, just have a daily goal that supports the weekly goal, that supports the monthly goal. And so then at the end of the year, you're not looking like, dang, what happened? And so it's like, if it's 11 o'clock at night and you didn't get your steps in, well, I guess you're not going to sleep until you go get them steps in. And it's just those small things. And I get it. We all have like families and, we have things that we have to get done. But it's like, again, it goes back to, you have to be loyal to who you said that you wanted to be.
Yeah.
Because how am I gonna be loyal? I don't have a wife, but like, if I'm gonna be like, how am I gonna be loyal to my wife?
Yeah.
If I can't be loyal to myself? Like, my kids, they look up to me. Like, my athletes look up to me. So it's like, people are like, Jay, why do you always post your runs? It's because like, my kids need to see me doing hard things. Because I can't ask them to do something that I'm not willing to do.
How do you walk somebody through? Because you got two different types of people. You got like the person that just like has every excuse in the book and they won't get started. Okay, when you can do something as simple as 10,000 steps a day that you can do everywhere in any clothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? We can go in these dress shoes and go walk 10,000 steps. And then you got the other side that when they do their vision board, it just gets too complex and they could only accomplish that on the perfect day of the year.
Right.
How do you walk them through so they can make sure that they stay consistent? So speaking to everybody out there, if they want to get started, how do you make sure that you put an achievable goal that you could do every day?
Easy. So in the military, we call it KISS. Keep
Okay.
it simple, stupid.
Yep.
Right? And so if my goal is X, Y, and Z, and say, for example, maybe it's not 10,000 steps or whatever the case may be, control what you can control.
Okay.
You know, for me, it's 10,000 steps. Maybe you got like 3 kids, you got to go here, you got to go here and do these certain types of things. Simply is put, control the controllables. Like you can control what you eat. You can
Okay.
say, man, I'm not going to eat that burrito. Like, let's just be honest. Some people could go without eating a meal here and there. Like, you're okay.
You think they'll be all right? They're not going to die?
You'll be okay. And so I would say break it into things that I can control right now in this moment.
Okay.
I would say be where your feet are.
Okay.
And so if I'm being present, like I'm right here with you and I'm talking with you, my phone is on Do Not Disturb, and I'm having a conversation. And so it's like, if you want to have overall well-being, maybe it's like I'm sitting with my family and I'm not on my phone, I'm not working, I'm focused on my children, whole mind wide open.
Okay.
And I'm there. And so if we want to say like, yeah, because I wrote a Substack post about this, like you have neurodivergence, and it's not necessarily in the sense of like the movie that we all seen. Like there are two different types of people in this world. There's people who, for me, make my bed up every day. There's some people who break things down in too many steps. Like, oh, I need to move the pillows here, and I need to move my sheets here. And that's just how their brain operates.
Okay.
So for those people, it's like momentum is your biggest friend.
Okay.
And so it's like start. Don't think about like, I need to move my pillows here, I need to move my sheet here. Just be like, I'm gonna just put this pillow and I'm gonna place it perfectly right here. Then I'm gonna do this. So what I would tell those people is slow down.
Okay.
Be where your feet are.
Okay.
Do the small thing first.
That's great
Those
advice.
things, if you say, man, like, listen, I got a whole day planned and I got to do all of these different things, the one thing I can do is I can get up, I'm going to brush my teeth. Boom, one task done. I think on average we do like 20 or 30,000 decisions every single day.
Every day.
And so it's like, if I can brush my teeth, boom, I made my bed, boom, I ate breakfast. You done started your day off with 3 completed tasks. So now your momentum, so if something knocks you down, you're like, okay, at least I brushed my teeth.
I got it. I got some wins. We got to start the day off with a win.
Exactly, 100%.
You know, we got to start off with a win. That's great advice.
All right, quick bonus round, either or questions, okay? I'm asking you, tell me what you like better, morning or evening workout?
Morning,
Okay. Cardio or weights?
cardio.
Why is that?
Because from my research, cardio benefits me longer term. Like if we want to naturally increase our mortality rate in the sense of like living longer, cardiovascular health supersedes everything. Now, I'm not saying like go jump off and just run marathons and don't do any strength training, but think of strength training builds a system, cardiovascular increases longevity.
Okay.
Okay.
Squats or deadlifts?
Squats.
Okay, I like that. Short intense workout or long endurance workout?
Me personally, long endurance
Okay,
workouts.
I like that. Running or cycling?
Running for sure.
Okay. Protein shake or whole food?
What I'm gonna tell my athletes is I'm gonna say eat whole foods.
Whole foods, okay. But there's a place for protein shake,
Oh,
right?
1,000%.
Okay.
There to just supplement.
Stretching or foam rolling?
Stretching because foam rolling doesn't really do anything.
The controversial topic. All right. Music blasting or no headphones?
Oh, music blasting for sure.
What do you listen to?
Me personally,
Yeah.
it depends on what I'm doing.
Okay. What's your go-to? You're leaving the house, going on a run. What's that playlist?
That is rap.
That's rap, okay?
Young Dolph, 100 shots gets me going every time.
Okay.
It's not Nickelback or Eminem.
I do listen to Nickelback, but the arms are heavy, knees weak. Like that's a classic that comes in there.
I just got to throw it in there.
Rockstar does kind of
You know.
gets me.
Right.
Shelby gives me a hard time about that. Okay.
The
Yeah,
weights
no.
are-
I like it. Cheat meal or cheat day?
Neither. I don't. Cheat is a negative connotation.
All right. High rocks or CrossFit?
CrossFit.
Okay. Experience with that or just your feeling?
No, I've experienced both. I've
Okay.
done both for years. Well, High Rocks since it first started. High Rocks is just a new version of CrossFit. It just gives everybody opportunity. Anybody can do it. And that's how CrossFit initially started out. It was like, I see these people doing it and I can do that. Like, it's very simple. The only reason I say CrossFit is because that's the archetype, that's the prototype. Like, High Rocks is just a subdivision of CrossFit.
Yeah.
Functional movements done over diverse periods of time. So,
I'll throw you a couple more in there. So heavy weights, low reps, or high reps, low weight?
heavy weight, low reps.
Okay. Sauna or cold plunge?
Sauna.
Sauna. Okay. Okay. Huh?
Okay.
No, it's your answer.
No. I want to give context because everybody likes cold plunges. Fair.
I don't know if anybody likes cold
They
plunges.
like talking about it and posting about it.
That.
Yeah.
But most people don't know how it works on the body.
Yeah.
And so when people say cold plunge, they're like, oh, I'm going to do it after my workout. And I'm just like, why? And so when people say, I should do a cold plunge. And so my thing is like, why should we do a cold plunge?
Mm-hmm.
Like what are we trying to get? And they're like, oh, it's for recovery, it's for mental. All right, solid. So if I just finished doing an intense workout, what is probably the best thing to help me recover?
Sauna.
More circulation, right? Sauna increases vasal circulation. Now, if I go into a cold plunge, it does the complete opposite of what I needed to do to recover. It actually hinders my recovery because I have vasal restriction. And so for me, it's like the cold plunge has its place and it's cool.
Yeah.
I just rather have a sauna. It's going to give me more benefits.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, time for a pop quiz in the middle of this thing. What percentage of people who set New Year's goals, didn't we talk about this on the last podcast? Maybe everybody wasn't listening.
No, this
Really
is like
focusing
set-
on health. Oh, I got you,
just
the health
setting
part.
goals. How many goals?
Focusing on health, things like exercise, diet, weight loss, or lifestyle.
Oh, that's
What
high.
percentage of people do you think set it?
So the majority of goals are all set because it's
So you think we're like 50% of people?
it's way higher.
I think
60%?
It's like a version of a better version of themselves. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many people do you think January 1 sets out and goes, hey, I've got a new fitness goal for the year? Not follow through, but just sets it out.
Oh, set it out probably like 80 to 90. Everybody has this. Everybody has this arbitrary like January 1st. I'm going to get my life together. So why don't you start today? But that's fair. Like I mean, I get it. It's motivational or whatever, and helps you feel good.
Yeah.
I heard this stat yesterday that 80% of people that pay for gyms don't go.
Yes, that's how you make money. Look at Planet Fitness.
Right?
Well, that's their whole business
They've
model.
got a whole business model factored in. Like Alex
Yeah.
Hormozy would talk about that. Like, you don't want that many people because you couldn't facilitate them all.
You couldn't facilitate and they wouldn't be able to, the cost would be way too much.
Well, yeah, then we could go into their whole business model, you know, but yeah, exactly.
So it's high. It's like 70 or 80.
It's 70 to 80%. 70 to 80% of people, which that's hope for people. Let's start there.
gotta
That's
start with
that's
that.
hope. That's hope because mentally they at least got to think about it.
Yeah.
Because nobody likes to be told what to do. We all know that.
Right.
You know. So we at least got to make it their idea first.
They don't respond well like I do whenever y'all say we're running through the woods.
You're
I'm gonna
different.
go
You're our
torture
brothers.
myself.
You know.
Yeah, they've got options to say no.
Like you're coming, set up, get you.
This was a terrible idea.
So 70, 80% of people, which is good news. This is good news for everybody listening. You at least have been thinking about being a better version of yourself. All right, let's transfer this a little bit. Let's talk about relating this to business, okay? So we've kind of been talking about how to be a better version of yourself, whether it's, and we got to get into eating some more, which we will, but eating, doing cardio, doing weights. Let's talk about the spillover. And you have, like you talked about, you've trained multiple different athletes, business owners, young, old, whatever it may be. What are some of the things you've seen on how then that relates over to either their business or their family, just their success in life?
Confidence.
Okay.
Confidence is to me is the thing that stands out the most because I always tell this to people when I'm teaching at the fitness center. It's like I got this kind of like from Deion Sanders. I just put my own spin on it, but it's like if you look good, most likely you're gonna feel good.
Okay.
And when you feel good, you do good. And when you do good, they pay good.
Ah.
So it's like all of those things factor in because, you know, if you look a certain way and you look at them, you be like, yeah. your confidence with women, with your wife, with your family, you just feel better in clothes. You ain't gotta like feel down about yourself. And so that thing goes into when I'm talking to somebody, you're not insecure, but like, oh, are they looking at me different? And so it's like now I can talk to people with confidence. And it's like from then, it's like if I can talk to people with confidence, that makes me more competent in my abilities. And if I'm more competent, now I know more. And if I know more, I can do better.
That's
when
right.
I do better, I get more money. And if I get more money, then everything just kind of comes right back around.
So really the moral of all of that is you got to start with yourself.
Yes,
And then the rest of it follows.
1,000%.
You know, so somebody might come to you going, hey, I need to knock off 20 pounds, or, you know, I got to build some muscle back up just so I can hang with my buddies or my kids, you know, whatever it may be. And, you know, I've got kids that are growing up now, and it's like, I still got to be able to wrestle with them or go throw the football with them or do this or do that. And I want to make sure that I'm in shape to be able to do that. Well, then inadvertently, I become a better version of myself. You know, like you say, then the confidence.
Yeah.
And then everybody follows, you know, whether it's my own production or getting my team to move up too, because then they follow the leader.
Yeah. In the Marine Corps, we call it like ductus exemplo. It's like lead by example. And so it's kind of like if you want to have your children, it's like imagine if you had to pick up your kids and like you're just out of breath going up the stairs. Like, what is that going to do to your kids? Like, come on, Dad, let's go. And you like that's going to bother you to
That's
a
real.
degree. Because, and then it's like, what if, you know, your lady she's like, hey, I want to go do this. And you like, I hate the way I look. Like, none of my clothes fit. That's going to kill your confidence. And so all of those things factor in because now it's like I'm looking at myself and I'm just like, I don't like who I am. Now, we can get into like body dysmorphia, but like a lot of times, like when we do hard things and we hold ourselves accountable, we look in the mirror and we can say, okay, I'm proud of you. And if you're proud of you, then there's no, like, what I think it's like a old Chinese proverb, like, if there is no enemy within, then no enemy on the outside can affect me. And so it's like, if I'm whole in myself and I'm doing those things, that thing bleeds out to everything.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure you said, you know, you're teaching classes at the home office, you know, up there. So I'm sure you've seen some success stories there with some people that have gotten into it.
Oh my God, like I do it for them. Like, I genuinely, like, I feel like, you know, that's my purpose on this earth is to be able to let my light spark somebody else's.
Okay.
You know, I don't need to make a lot of money. Like, obviously, is one of the things I would hope to do and be able to have a, you know, successful lifestyle. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like my purpose is to be like, if Jay Jones can do it, anybody can do it. Because I'm a normal person just like you. I'm not special. I just hold myself accountable.
That's good. That's good. I love hearing those success stories of, you know, just the normal person you're working with. And it's not necessarily the person that's trying to go to college on a scholarship or college to pro. And those are great success stories. But it's the everyday person that becomes a better version of themselves.
And if we get into training, like, they're the same person. You know, when we talk about, like, with athletes, the only difference between training a general purpose person and an athlete is the demands.
Okay.
The demands of whatever they're doing. It's still going to be the same movements. I still need them to press, pull, hinge, press, and all these different things. However, it's like their demands. So if I have a person who, like, I got a client, he's like 67.
Okay.
And he does the 100-calorie challenge too. Yeah. I think that the missing factor for a lot of people is just intensity. And so I think that for the general person that I'm training, it doesn't matter if they're an NFL athlete or MLB or somebody who just wants to pick up their kid. The demands are the same. They just, I mean, not same, but their demands are different, but the need is still the same.
Okay.
So it's like, good. Yes, they're performing on TV, but you're still performing when you gotta go pick your kids up. If you can't pick your kids up, then what are we doing? You know?
Tell me this, because I'm sure you've seen all sides of it. What's some encouragement? Maybe we've got some people listening that they're into fitness, okay? But they know they got some coworkers, they've got family members that they want to encourage. But there's a right way to encourage, and then there's the other way where it might be a little too intense, and they just keep pushing them off.
Right. And so, kind of like, well, I was just overhearing y'all conversations, kind of like, you know.
Don't just sign them up like I do Taylor.
Just
Well, I do.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're running the half marathon. Let's
That's the
go.
only times I ran half marathon, 24-hour races that people think I'm gonna have a stroke, and I'm like, I'm fine. Leave me
But when
alone.
you finish it, how do you feel?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great every time.
I think, and like going into business, I think Spartan races was a crazy business model because it gave people, it was fun and people could, me and you could do it together.
Sure.
And the crazy thing about it is like you set a date. And once you set a date, that date comes whether you're ready or not. So I think that for most people who trying to help people out, it's like, I tell people all the time, I was like, hey, yo, we doing this High Rocks April 30th, April 21st. And they're like, what are you talking about? I was like, I already signed you up. And it was like, what do you mean? I was like, and I already told your wife that you're doing it too, so you don't have any excuses. And they're like, that's worked like 3 times so far for me. So,
3 times.
That's like the best level, especially if you get around people that are competitive, that they
Right.
don't want to be the dude that wasn't in that group chat, that didn't go to the race.
100%.
You know, so it's like, hey, I've looked at it. There's 3 different options. I think we're narrowed down to this one. Do you want to book the hotel or do you want me to? And they're like, wait, what do you mean? It's like, no, man, we're good. We got like 60 days to prepare
Yeah.
for this thing.
And next thing you know, it's like when that date comes, it's like the date is here.
It is.
And so you're
it's
gonna
like
be ready or
Judgment
not.
Day.
Yeah. But even if you're not ready, you're gonna do it.
You're going to do it,
You go, damn,
Yeah.
that was kind of cool.
right?
And I'm like, hey, so when we doing the same time next year?
Yeah.
We got the same race?
And we talk about this all the time, especially when the suck shows up, right? You know, like when you're deep in the hurt lock, or like when you're hallucinating and rocks are starting to look like little things moving around in 34-hour races, you know? And it's like, oh my gosh. And you just have to remind yourself of the hundreds of races that we've been in at the finish line. Now, you've been hurting at the finish line, you've been whipped at the finish line, you've been past the cutoff time at the finish line, but you've never sat there and said, I do not feel accomplished. Like,
Right.
no matter what the time was or how well you did, you feel accomplished. And there's this little bit of like, you know, like David Goggins said, like when he ran one of his 100-mile races, and he had broken both of his legs, and they were like, dude, we got to get you checked in to the hospital, the EMTs, and he's like, I need to sit here and enjoy my pain, right? This suffer, that's what I signed up for, whether I did or didn't train up for. And there's just enjoyment in that, and that's
really
pretty
is.
intense, but it just, you know, of understanding that.
But like to what you said, like we can find those in the simple things like a 5K.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like I've seen people that came up to me and they was like, man, like I did my first 5K. And it was like, you know, I'm empathetic because it's like, it was like 32 minutes. And I'm like, what was the first time? And it was like, man, it was like 40 minutes. I'm like, dope.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You killed it.
My shins are hurting. And I'm just like, yeah, like, feel it.
Because you earned it.
Yeah, 100%.
I love after those events, like sitting there and going like just give me a minute. I earned how I'm feeling right now. And that sounds, if you haven't been there, it sounds crazy. Like, who would acknowledge that accomplishment of just feeling absolutely trashed your body?
Yes.
But you can't just do it. You have to earn
buy
that.
that. You cannot
You can't
buy
buy it. You can earn feeling bad from overeating,
Yeah.
but it's not the same.
1,000%, nah. You
know?
When you earn that pain, it definitely hits different. And it's almost like really addictive in a sense.
Oh, it is.
Once you feel it, it's
So
like,
bad.
people who do it, and like if it's a 100-mile race, if it's whatever, and that's just why I think that running is so much different than like powerlifting or, you know, weightlifting. Like unless you're like an Olympic weightlifter that's whatever, cool. But like there's nothing, it's like this is my Friday night lights now. I can't play football anymore, but it's like when I show up on race day, and I'm not gonna be the fastest guy. Like I'm 220 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal. And so when I get out there and I may not be, but I'm like, I did this.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
But you're still, and I don't know you all that well, but you're still going to show up on that race day, and you're going to try to pass some people,
Oh, 100%.
right? Like, like there's a pretty rare chance that you're going to be first, but it's not going to come from lack of effort.
Do you when you run, do you ever like just point people out? Like not like
Oh,
literally, but
yeah.
you should be like, yeah, I got it.
Oh yeah, like like in our first 100-mile race, it was an out back, and so it was like hold back, hold back, hold back. You know, you talked about
Yeah.
Pikes Peak.
Oh,
and
you're
old man's
tapping
like, you
into
better
it.
Slow down.
Right.
And so that was the thing we had to like humble ourselves, like slow down. This is the pace. This is the pace. Which was an average of like 11:30 pace. You know, because we were power hiking the hills, running the flats at like an 8:45 pace. It's like slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. It's like, how long are we gonna slow this thing down?
Crank it up.
And so then there's this segment where you go all the way out and you come back. And so then you saw the first person, just like you did on Pikes Peak.
Yeah.
And so then in your mind, at this time there was 4 of us running, and it's like, was that 4 or 5? It's like, oh,
You're
that's
counting
number
them.
5. What is that? That was number 8. And then you get to the turnaround, it's like, there's only 22 in front of us. And so it's like, all right, aid station fuel up, it's time to work.
Yeah.
And so then you get to them, and the thing that we love, this is so vicious, but so great. It's so great.
You're going to love this.
Jay, if I find you out on the trail, and hopefully you're running with me, but if I find you on the trail and I'm coming to you, I'm probably going to turn my headlamp off, so I'm going to sneak up on you.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get up behind you, give you a little fist bump or something, be like, hey, man, you are killing it. You look absolutely amazing. I'm going to give you a little pump up
Yeah.
because chances are you're not feeling good.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to run. I don't care if it's uphill or not. I'm running hard, and I'm going to bury you pretty hard until I get to the next corner, and I'll get back to my normal pace because I am mentally burying you.
Yes, 100%. That's
So
what
we
you should do.
counted down. We got all the way down to 11th place in that race, which is like, next guy. I was like, oh, there's another one. Turn your light off. And we'd sneak up to him. Like, man, you look so good. And they're like, oh. It's like, let's go.
Yes.
But when you come around them, no matter how you feel, so don't come around them till you're ready, okay?
Yeah.
If you got to sit on them, okay? If you got to sit for a minute. When you're ready to pass them, you must kick it in so mentally you get in their brain of, dang, they look strong.
Like, so they're not going to.
Dang.
No way I can hold on to that dude.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
And if you can pair up with somebody, then when we come, we'll victory format around both sides and then collapse in front. You know, because mentally, that in the at that point in time in the race, it's mental.
Oh, 100%. We do that in the military like, all the time.
You just struck a chord with us.
So, yeah, we're counting.
We have like these long ruck marches, right? And they always tell you, if you're finna fall out, go to the middle so you can get out of the formation.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'd be so many times like, I'm hurting, but then when I see somebody like days and
I got him.
That's my guy.
I got him. It's like fishing if you fish.
100%.
You know, when you let the line keep running out, and then when they fish, you click.
because we do the same. I do the same thing you say. I'd be like, hey man, you got this, bro. Keep it up. And it's like I'm feeding off.
Oh yeah, you are.
And then they be like, man, I can't go no further. It's like you gotta keep going. And I get in front of them like, strap in. And I'm
Let's go.
locked in. And I give it a little try. I'll just like start jogging. They're like, how does he do that? I'm like, oh my god. Asked them.
But the mental challenge is a lot of time you're trying to bury them. You're hyping yourself at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, like, why was I running back there? That was stupid. Like, I should have been power hiking that, right?
What does David Goggins say? It's like taking souls or something.
Oh yeah, it's taking souls.
Just taking
They don't know me, son.
Yes, but that's a real thing.
I know. He's just hollering at the trees.
People hate on him of like, oh, this internet sensation. It is not at all. Somebody
No.
just followed the dude around with a camera.
100%.
It's real life, and what he's saying is real, right? He's just so intense.
All right,
She's got to feed off of it though.
Oh yeah.
all right. So back on now, we got to get back to the like entry level here. Okay, we got fired up there. And no, we fed it though. Okay, so if they're out there and they're like, man, I got a colleague, I got to get him back on track. I got to get her back on track. Is the easiest thing for them to do is to sign them up for something, or to just ask them, hey, come join me in class tomorrow. I'm picking you up at 6 a.m.
That the accountability, it's like a lot of days I can honestly say I don't want to run, but then I have so many people that will always text me for a run. Like it's not the same person. Matt be like, hey, we hitting the track up on Wednesday? And I'm like, I was no rest this.
Not anymore.
Right. Then I got another friend, she'll hit me up, I'm like, hey, we doing our 5 mile on Tuesday? And I'm like, yeah. And literally this morning, I was like, man, like my car battery wouldn't start. I had to go get a new battery, and I'm just like, this cold weather. And she was like, hey, I'm still meeting you at 5:30. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm not finna be like, no. So it's like, I think that accountability of just being that person for somebody, if you're that guy like out there or that lady to be like, hey, I'll go with you. And then it's like y'all can feed off each other. Some days you may not feel like going. They may feel great.
Plenty of days I don't.
And that accountability keeps us accountable.
That's good. That's good. Hey, last week we went over this, but I want to bring it back up and get your thoughts on it. The stats show the people that actually set a goal for January 1st, and we've talked about they should just start today, but anyways, they set it for January 1st. 80% of them don't make it 2 weeks, and they've given up on their goals. Why do you think that is?
The goals are too big, and they don't have a plan. Like, it's easy to say, like, it's like, it's easy. I'm going to sign up for this marathon. Because then when you make that decision, your endorphins are going, you had this feeling of like, yeah, like this is going to be great. until it's 18 degrees outside and you don't feel like running. And so I think a lot of people, like, that's why I always say it's like break it down into like a daily goal.
Okay.
Like, we don't want to have this great master goal and no plan of really achieving it. And so it's like, make it a daily thing. It's like, okay, and I personally evaluate myself every single day. Like, at the end of the day, I have 30 minutes blocked off on my calendar where it's like, reevaluate.
Okay.
And so in the military, we call it a hog wash. And so it's like, I'm going to go here and I'm like, okay, did I do this, that? I didn't do that.
Okay.
All right, cool. How can I fix this for tomorrow? Maybe it's, I need to get up a little bit earlier, or I need to do this. And then people, they hyperfixate over like recovery, or they hyperfixate over what they feel like they need, right? And sometimes, like, you don't need what you think you need. Like, you don't need, I don't want to get burned on this, but it's like, you don't need 8 hours every single night. Some nights you only gonna get 5 or 6. In the world of wearables and things like that, it's like, oh, I'm at 47%. Who cares? Like, that's good to take that data in, but that's not the end all be all.
That's right.
You think that if we get called up in the military and they're gonna be like, hey man, my whoop score said I was at 47. Nobody cares. And so I think that for most people, it's like they don't hit their goals because they let feelings take over what needs to be done.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. I mean, I think, you know, with all the technology we have today, it gives us this data. And like you said, it's not the end all be all. It's great metrics to look at, but it shouldn't be the one that's making all of our decisions.
100%, yeah.
You know, it can be used in the right context. It's no different than like in our business, we've got this computer system that you put in the VIN number and the mileage of a car and it tells you what it should be worth, okay? But what it doesn't take into consideration is your car needs tires. It's got hail damage on it. Yeah. The inside smells, I'm not saying your personal car, but the inside smells like a dumpster fire. You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean that it's worth that. And then you got another one that the person has never eaten in it. They got plastic over everything. We have every single service record. It should be worth more than it.
Right.
So again, it's just a guide and you have to adjust.
Yeah, that's so good. I love that.
I think everything relates in this world of like processes and this and that, whether you take fitness or business and all these different types of businesses.
Yeah, because, you know, I'm sure, like, with y'all have all these people on this podcast about talking about business, I'm sure that nobody was like, I'm finna start a car dealership and put all this amazing stuff in it. Like, there has to be a plan that you had to come up with, and you probably came up with something like, what do we need to do today to make this business successful? We need to have a sales meeting. We need to do this and we need to do that. And so then at the end of the month, it's like, all right, what did we not do good? So it's like people can take, like we say, like this stuff bleeds over into everything else. It's like if you treat your business like you treat your life, you should be pretty successful if you have a successful business. I ain't never seen a successful business person that had I ain't gonna say that, but those things should kind of like bleed.
They should correlate. They should correlate. Sure. The consistency, you got to look at the data to kind of know where you are, and then you got to adjust. Hey, give us a couple tips right there for everybody listening. If I want to get into strength, and let's say I'm just getting into it, so I don't blow myself out, what's 3 easy strength movements that I could do starting tomorrow?
Body weight.
Okay.
Pull-ups.
Okay, let's do pull-ups.
Squats.
Just like air squats?
Yeah, you could progress it. You can go with like a kettlebell, whatever, heels elevated. But I would say push, pull, squat. If you can do those 3 things efficiently well. Okay. Because if you can pull your body weight, and maybe you start off with a band, and if you can do 100 push-ups and you can squat to full range of motion, I think that you are pretty much good on that. Now we can intensify those things as we progress, but if you can do those 3 things, we know that you have a base level of lower body competency. We know that we can have we can go into scapular retraction and different things like that. I know that I can move my back, and I know that I can control my body weight down. So push, pull, squat for sure. Okay.
So if you're listening out there and you're like, I don't got time to go to the gym, there's not a gym close to me, blah, 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 all these excuses we know that aren't true. What you can say is, hey, tomorrow, do push-ups, okay? And if you don't have a pull-up deal, go to your local store and for a few bucks, you can put it in the door jamb, get you a pull-up bar, and then get you some air squats. And after you've done that for a couple weeks, go down and get you a kettlebell, do those 3 movements.
Yeah.
And you can build into it right there.
And the thing is, I think a lot of times people are like, I can't do that. And it's like, what I was still like, just like when we start off running, right? I'm not gonna say, hey, do 10, 10, 10. I'm gonna just say, hey, do what you can do. 5 pull-ups, 5 push-ups, 5 air squats, and do that for 30 minutes. Or 10 minutes. Maybe you start off at 10 minutes, and then eventually your body's gonna start to become efficient with these motions, and we create a stimulus, and therefore we can create an adaptation. And so it's like, that's how you start.
It's good.
You're gonna be sore if you've never done anything, but it's like, I don't need to just jump off the deep end like, I'm finna go back squat. It's like, set a weight here, and that's what I really loved about CrossFit. It's like, I'm gonna just do 5 pull-ups, 5 push-ups, 5 air squats. Just do that over and over and over again.
I like it. What about a couple cardio options?
Walk.
Okay, just walk.
I mean, like most people, if they've never done anything, they're gonna say that their shin hurts when they start to run because they probably don't have a strong enough body because running is nothing more than just a bunch of single leg jumps. And so maybe that's hard for somebody. And so maybe we walk, for 10, 20 minutes. Like walking is probably one of the better recoveries. If you have access to a bike, just sit on a bike, watch a podcast, and just move your body, sweat, and doing those things. So cardio options, for sure, walk, just because you don't need any equipment for that.
Yeah.
And once you start to feel good, maybe you jog a minute, walk a minute, and just build up from there.
I like it. That's good stuff.
It is. So rolling all that together, how long does it take to create a health habit, would you say?
21 days.
21 days.
That's what science tells us about building healthy habits and different things like that. For me, I would say the average person can do it, like you can go into like the 75 hard. They believe like once you do it for 75 days, it's now a habit. I think much more than a habit is just building things that you're able to be consistent with. Don't say, hey, I'm gonna go to the gym every single day, because that's probably not realistic if you don't go to the gym now.
Yep.
And so it's like, we all have a living room, hopefully, We can all just sit here, I'm finna do 10 push-ups, and I'm finna do 10 air squats. And even if I don't have a pull-up rig, maybe grab a chair, I could do 10 dips. And I'm just gonna do that for 30 minutes or 10 minutes. I got 10 minutes. And it's like, the endorphins that you get from just doing the small thing, they have compounding interest, and over time they start to build up.
Yep.
And so I think that if we just trying to start with something that you know that you can do. Like, we all got 10 minutes, like at any given moment, that we can just do that.
Yes. I think that's so important. You hit the nail on that, of just daily wins, but easy wins, so that it starts compounding and you start seeing progression.
100%, because if you do that same thing every single day, then it's like, all right, I'm finna go give me a Planet Fitness membership, whatever, and it's like $10. And now that 10 minutes, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just do 30 minutes. I'm gonna just get on the Stairmaster for 30 minutes. And if anybody been on the Stairmaster, like 30 minutes is
30 minutes will humble you.
very much so.
Right?
Yeah. So just, just making those daily things, I always tell people to make it something that you know that you can do without a shadow of a doubt. You do that, and like the small wins, they start to compound.
Yeah. Absolutely. That makes a big difference there. Diving into just any other key points that you think we've missed throughout that, of how you start, how you just compound on it, and how you're successful at it.
I think for me, the main thing is set a date, like have a goal, right? I commend people that can go to the gym and say, hey, I'm just going to work out for aesthetics. Like, salute to you. I don't have that type of drive.
Yeah.
Like I tell Matt, like, I have to sign up for something. And so this coming year, like, I signed up for an Ironman. Obviously, I'm doing Pikes Peak. I obviously going to do the Marine Corps Marathon. There's an ultra in Oklahoma. And then my friend ran, and she was like, oh, man, it was like 100 degrees, and there was wildfires. And I was like, sign me up. Sounds amazing. And so it's like,
I got some things to put on your list.
oh, well, I'm game.
I'm just giving you a hard time. I knew you would. That's why I said that.
That's the thing. Is like, once you do something hard, it becomes an addiction. And so I think that the one thing that I would tell anybody out there who's listening is like, don't compare your journey to somebody else's journey.
Yep.
Start with you. Like, what can I do in this moment? Like, be where my feet are. And I'll tell you, coming from somebody who never ran to now, like, I like running, you would be so surprised at the things that you will start to enjoy. And when you like doing something, you make time for it.
Yep.
And so, again, it's like, maybe we start with 10 minutes and we go to 20 minutes, and having that accountability and a friend. Like, find people who have like-minded goals as you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't hang with people who drink a lot because I don't drink. And they be like, hey Jay, let's go out. They know. My friends know not to ask me. All right, man. Jay probably got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and run. I do.
Yeah.
You know, and so change your circle. I think is one thing that we probably left out. Is like be around people that you want to be like or that you want to help elevate you.
Yep.
Because if you're not, you're gonna get healthy or whatever the case may be, and then you're gonna go right back because you're gonna go back and hang with so and so who drinks every weekend and goes to the bar.
Yep.
That's so important because you've mentioned a couple different things that I'm like, yep. Like your circle's so important. You talked about running with people that are faster than you, right? And with that inner want to not let go, inner not want to say, well, I think I'm gonna stop at 3 miles. I'm good. Like you're gonna keep chasing that, right?
Yeah.
And you keep running with a faster person, you're gonna get faster,
Right.
And then you keep. I'm sure Ironman was never on your board until you got around some people, and then you started seeing that and like, hey, I can run, and I can ride a bike. I don't really love the swim portion. The same thing we started doing. Ironman was like, well, we gotta swim in order to get to the bike to then smash it on the run, right?
Right.
And so it's like, that sounds awful. Where do I sign up?
100%.
And so being in that right circle, you never know what curveball you get to throw at them or they get to throw at you. And you'll look up 5 years later and that compounded so big, that it's just elevated you to if you look at your 10 years ago versus now, generally people digress kind of like, my prime, I was here.
Yeah.
I love going backwards. It's like, well, my prime, I was here and now I'm on my prime, right? I'm like an aged 28-day Wagyu beef. Like you put me on the shelf and I've gotten better.
Right. And 100%. I think that having friends that hold you accountable to the things that you said that you wanted to do. Because, like, let's be honest, like, we don't always feel like it. But, like I said, I told Matt, like, I only tell people who going to hold me accountable to my goals. Like, I told Matt, I was like, hey, I'm going to do this, whatever. He told me, like, hey, I want to run a mile in under, like, I think he said, like, 5 minutes or 6 minutes, something like that. I was like, all right. So some days I'll be like, hey, we're going to the track and we're going to hit these intervals. We're going to hit these sprint intervals. And he like, all right. And then some days he might be like, hey, didn't you say you was running that Ironman? Because when I try to like, inherently, I'm like, hey, man, instead of doing 6 800s, let's just do 4. He was like, ain't you doing an Ironman? I was like, I got 2 more.
I got 2 more. Yeah. I'm sitting here listening to y'all, and it clicked in my brain about some of the byproducts that come out of this, about getting in better shape or fitness. And one of the things that clicks in my mind is like when we travel on business or family, whatever it may be, is now, since we run or we bike, when you get up and you get ready to go run, you can see so much more. Because we're running around on all these routes, whether it's by historical sites or by this or that, you've given your body this ability. And I love like running through areas going, hey, the tour bus can't come through here. The car can't come through here, but we're seeing all these sites.
Yeah. You ever ran in D.C.?
Yes, I had to go back in my memory there.
Yeah.
Yes.
You run in D.C., it's like all of the monuments.
All the monuments and what running through.
For miles, and you just, this is kind of cool. And like when you have a certain level of fitness, like you're not even thinking like, oh man, like it's a World War II memorial, and this is this, and you like you can just be peaceful and like, enjoy it,
I can remember that. And one time I was out in San Francisco and I ran across the Golden Gate Bridge. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now I'll have a confession here. I didn't have enough time before the meeting to go there and back because I was mapping it out. So I ran across there and then Ubered it back. You know what I mean? But it's just like that opened up, and that wasn't the initial goal.
Yeah.
That wasn't the initial goal of this whole journey.
Right.
But then these doors just open, and this ability, it's great. It's good stuff.
Absolutely.
That's super solid, Jay. Thanks for coming in, joining in with us. Hey, if people want to follow your journey, get a hold of you about coaching, whatever, where do they find you at?
Next Level 360 Performance on Instagram, or just sweetjones_1911 on Instagram.
Solid. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much, Jay. Appreciate you coming in, sharing your wealth of knowledge in the fitness industry and kind of where you've come from. And that's another Crossroad Conversations with the Lewis Brothers. As always, join us at lewissuperstore.com, Crossroad Conversations podcast next time. And we'll see you next time on our next episode. We'll see you soon.
Hey, thanks for joining us today, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to give it a like, share it with your friends and family, visit our website, and send us some questions. We want to know what you'd like to hear, who you'd like to hear from, and what you want to see, or maybe even some questions for us to answer about either the automotive industry or just business in general.